Welcome to my fondant tutorial featuring poop from the Emoji movie. If you make them, make sure to tag me. Now let's get started. Here are the tools you will need. Please read the full tools and supplies list in the description box below. Measure the length of the legs with your lollipop stick or skewer. Make sure you add enough length to go up halfway through your figure and into your foam. I made the mistake and cut mine too short, but I figured that a little too late. Luckily, they were hollow and I was able to add length by inserting toothpicks. Next, we figure the position of the legs by using our template. A quick tip, make sure you laminate your template so it doesn't get damaged. Using a piece of brown fondant, start wrapping your lollipop stick and pinch it in the back. With an X-acto knife, trim off the excess. Smooth the rough edges with your fingers. You can also roll it out smooth. Using your template, take a small piece of fondant and measure his feet. Taking those pieces, attach them to the coordinating legs. Use your chisel silicone tool to begin smoothing the seams. Get a large piece of brown fondant and place it on your laminated template and begin to shape the body. Using your fingers and tools, start making indentations where your template indicates. With your silicone tool, make a deep groove where the top swirl will be. Continue to manipulate and adjust to your liking, making sure the indents are pronounced and the groove for the top swirl goes down the side towards the back. Following your template, lightly draw on the eyes, keeping in mind one is higher than the other. If you're not comfortable with this process, you can make another printout without laminating it and place it on top of your fondant. Trace over the eyes, mouth, and teeth, and this will leave you with a light impression on your fondant with perfect placement. To give the mouth a little more dimension, lightly make a ridge on the outside of the bottom lips with your silicone tool, and with your fingers, smooth it out. With your chisel tool, push the teeth a little into the mouth so they are not at the same level as the lips. With the handle of your tool, make indentations for the eye sockets. Using a small piece of white fondant, place it inside. Roll out a piece of brown fondant and place it halfway up the eye. With your tool, mark the outline of the eye, cut it out, and place it back on the eye. It may not be perfect, so with your X-acto knife, cut off the excess. Refine the eyelid by tucking and smoothing it out with your tool. To make the eyebrows, roll a thick piece of brown fondant. Using your template, draw out the eyebrow and cut it out. Make hair texture making shallow slices with your X-acto knife. I will be using poppy paints. A tip for using them is to make sure you shake it well. Check the bottom of the bottle to make sure all the settled paint has been dislodged and mixed, but you can use any white food color. Paint the teeth white. Using black poppy paint or any edible paint, we will paint out the eyebrows and the pupils. Add on the reflection of the eye with the silicone tool. Before your fondant hardens, make the holes where the legs will go by placing him on the legs. This is where I realized my lollipop sticks were too short. Using a small piece of white fondant, we use a template to reference the size of the bow tie. Pinch the four corners with your thumb and forefinger. Using your tool, make an indentation in the middle of the bottom and top. Roll and cut out a thin strip of fondant and place it in the middle of your bow tie. Make sure the ends meet in the back and pinch off the excess. Add details to your bow tie with your silicone tool and add 2 tool marks on each side. Using a toothpick broken in half, roll a small thin log, making sure it's long enough by referencing your template. Take one of your toothpick halves and insert into the log. The amount you insert is based on the length of the upper arm. To make the hand, flatten the end of the arm and make 3 cuts to make the fingers. Shape the inside of the hand with your tool by adding the thumb groove, refining the fingers and adding a crease to help the fingers curve easier. Attach the bow tie with some water. If your bow tie is hanging off a little, support it until it dries with a piece of paper towel. Attach the arms. Use your silicone tool if needed to reshape it. Use water to glue the hands to the bow tie and make sure you place the thumb behind it. This next step is completely optional, but I suggest you use it as it gives your topper dimension and life. I use the petal dust slightly darker than my brown fondant to shade the legs, edges, grooves, face, arms, eyelids, and lips. Again, it is not needed and is completely optional. Once he is completely dry, you could attach it to the legs. The way I finished off my base was I added leftover brown fondant and covered it with blue petal dust. And there he is, Poop from the Emoji Movie. He was so fun to make, and I truly hope you make him. If you do, please follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and make sure to tag me. I would love to see your creations. If you have suggestions for future tutorials, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.